Now, like I said, what else are we going to start with here? We have to talk about the Xfinity Series finish, and we'll get into the heartbreak for Ryan Sieg coming so close, 2/1000ths of a second away from finally breaking through and getting that win. But let's talk about the winner first. Let's give him credit where it's due. Sam Mayer and Junior Motorsports certainly needed a run like this. Brandon, is this the boost that they've needed after a slow start to the year, really, for the entire organization?
Absolutely. A win can heal a lot of wounds. And I think Junior Motorsports is feeling that in the meeting they had today somewhere in Mooresville. Sam Mayer said it took every ounce in me to do that. And I believe it with all the rub there on the I think it was on the side of the car anyway for Sam Mayer. Still a young driver and picks up the win there. Now just 153 points behind the cutoff line if it were to end today. Got himself in a really good position here, or still in the springtime of the season, able to essentially lock himself in. He got his win last year at Road America and took care of it later on in the season as well, and had a pretty fun playoff run that we got to keep up with last year. Hoping for the same this year for Sam Mayer. And yes, this does a great deal of healing for Junior Motorsports. We just got to get some of the other drivers there on the same program and hopefully get some more going there for not only them, but the rest of Team Chevy as well.
Now, through the first 6 races, Mayer only had 1 top 10. He had 3 DNFs as well and 4 total finishes of 30th or worse. So he certainly set himself back quite a bit in the point standings with a lot of work to do. I believe he was perhaps even a little bit lower than Eric Almirola was in the point standings coming into this weekend. And Almirola, of course, is only running a partial schedule, though he does have that win at Martinsville and a second place at Richmond, plus the couple of stages that he's picked up as well. So that's helped him in the points. Obviously, doesn't matter too much for the playoffs because he's not running for a championship. But for Mayer to come second to Almirola at Martinsville and then on the heels of that to come pick up a win, even if it's by just 0.02 of a second, whatever that is, maybe half an inch at the start-finish line. Still a job well done for that team. But like you mentioned, the entire organization kind of needs that shot in the arm. Justin Allgaier, you see him up there in third. He had a solid day. Looked like he might be in line for the win as well. So does his strong run coupled with Mayer's win, is that a sign that maybe things are starting to turn around? You even see Sammy Smith up there in the top 10 as well. Maybe things are headed in the right direction for Junior Motorsports.
Yeah, hopefully. Sammy Smith is the other piece of that puzzle. We've got to see some action there for him. Yeah, Justin Allgaier, that was a strong run. But still, it's like sweeping both stages and still not being able to cusp the victory. Thankfully, it went to another one of their teammates. But I keep thinking back to Justin and Phoenix this year. I think that just set a really bad taste in their mouth of what was to come. They're sweeping it around now. 4 top 10s for Allgaier after that, 2 top 5s. And just 1 DNF to speak of, and that was there at Phoenix. So, it's just left a deeper impact, I think, than the stat sheet will tell for them.
Yeah, well, and Sammy Smith as well. He's 8th in the point standings, and he has 6 finishes between 7th and 10th. So he is very consistent. But again, when you're driving for Junior Motorsports, of course, the goal is to win races and compete for championships. And of course, Sammy Smith is still a very young driver. He's got some time to continue to improve and prove his worth here in the Xfinity Series. But you would hope that in the second half of the season, those top 10s could turn into top 5s. He could maybe pick up a win or 2 here or there as well and give Junior Motorsports another bullet to work with here as they try to make the championship 4 with all 4 of their full-time drivers.
Yeah, and the other piece of that is the 9-car Brandon Jones. I think, if I remember correctly, he got the pole at Martinsville.
He did.
Yeah,
but he had to start in the back, and he ended up getting shuffled back at the end there anyway.
Yeah, not a great start for Brandon Jones either. Very, like I said before, very forgettable last season whenever he made the switch over to Junior Motorsports. Sitting with 2 DNFs this year and a total of 3 laps led, 3 top 10s for the 9-car.
Yeah, it's interesting because I keep hearing some chatter. Alex Bowman had an issue in the Cup Series race yesterday, and people talking about him, kind of being the weak link over at Hendrick right now in the Cup Series. Although, to be fair, he does have 2 champions and a guy that's racking off wins left and right in William Byron to deal with. So, for the weak link to still be at the back end of a top 10 in points, I think Hendrick is firing on all cylinders right now. But my main thing with people that don't know that Bowman necessarily deserves that seat is like show me who at Junior Motorsports which would be the most logical pipeline, is ready to take that 48 car. Because think about it, I don't think Justin Allgaier wants that at this stage in his career. I think he's happy to. I mean, I don't think he would do a bad job in that car, but I think he's more content at this point to just keep going with the Xfinity program he's been a part of for the better part of a decade now. Sammy Smith, I don't think is ready. Sam Mayer, I think could probably use a couple more years as well. So I look at this organization, and of course Brandon Jones, like you were mentioning, Brandon. I don't know that you put him in the 48 car, you necessarily can expect to see better results there as well. And even if you do grant that Sammy Smith has a lot of potential, Sam Mayer has a lot of potential. Think of what William Byron was doing his first couple of years in that 24 car. It takes some time for these guys to make that adjustment. Ty Gibbs, he set the Xfinity world on fire. He still hasn't won a Cup race. He's come close. I think that win's coming this year. But, I don't know that any of those guys, you can definitively say, like, RCR, for example. I think personally, if you put Austin Hill in the 3 car over what Austin Dillon's doing right now, you could maybe have an argument there. I don't see anybody at Junior Motorsports that fits that bill for, getting in the 48 at Hendrick at the moment. But that being said, it does look like things are trending in the right direction, and hopefully they can continue to build on these results as we get into the heart of the season here and into the second half.